This is the METS POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the New York Mets. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
The New York Mets have scored 8 runs in their last 5 games, 10 runs in their last 6 games as the offense continues to be the sore spot of this team. They fall to the Boston Red Sox tonight by a final score of 3-1. Welcome into the Mets Postcast here, the Locked On Mets YouTube channel, the Locked On Mets podcast feed. I'm your Postcast host, Chris Schubert, here with you after each and every Mets game throughout the course of the season. And a tough one tonight for the New York Mets as the concerns of an offensive struggle continue to mount. It was another bad night at the dish across the board, although a different version of a bad night at the dish to some of the recent outings that we have seen from this team. And of course, the bats, of course, the offense is what we'll be talking about here today on the show.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Yesterday, the postcast was about a team that could only muster up 3 hits. It was a postcast about a team that did absolutely nothing offensively against the New York Yankees and had a very slim, if not non-existent, margin for error. And that margin for error came home to roost in the 8th inning. That was what yesterday was about. Today had a very similar feel to it because it was another bad night for the Mets offensively. But this one followed a little bit of a different script because the Mets had 8 hits in this game. The Mets had runners on base in this game. The Mets had chances in the 5th inning, in the 6th inning, in the 7th inning to close the gap in this game, either make it a 1-run game, tie the game, or perhaps take the lead. And they missed on every single one of those chances. And when we talked yesterday about needing to play perfect in yesterday's contest, this was different. This was just cashing in on the opportunities that you set up for yourself. The Mets got runners into scoring position. The Mets got their big guys up to the plate with a chance to tie this game, and they just couldn't find the big hit. Now, this is something that we've seen this team do quite a bit this season. This is not what we saw from them yesterday, but it was back to the sluggish offense, the untimely hitting, the situational hitting not being there, and 6 runners left on base, 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position, just missed chance after missed chance after missed chance. And you can't do that every single day and expect the results to go your way. We said yesterday the Mets have to play perfect right now with the way that they are offensively. And tonight, you saw a bad start to the game. It wasn't a bad start overall. I thought Kodai Senga really settled down, and we'll get to his start here in just a second. But he had a rough start to this game. His first 2 innings, the cold, the pitch com issue, not having it, just a very, very weird, unorthodox start for Kodai Senga. And you spot Boston a 3-0 lead. This is what's going to happen. The Mets right now are not a team that you feel confident that they're going to be able to come from behind. Everything seems difficult. And baseball, to me, is the one sport out of all of the sports that when things are going rough, when things aren't going your way, it can make for a hard watch sometimes. Every at-bat looks painful. Every foul ball, every ball that gets put into play that doesn't find a gap, it just feels like it is painful. It's like it's pulling teeth, trying to watch this offense kickstart themselves. It's like trying to get that car, the car engine to turn over. It just feels like you're willing everything that you can do to get this thing going, and there's no dice. And let's dive into Kodai Senga's day today because it's a overall larger theme in this game. Struggled in the first, struggled in the second, got into trouble in the third, but got out of the trouble in the third. Pete Alonso prolonged an inning. Don't worry, we will talk about the miscues in this game because there were plenty once again. A 1-2-3 fifth and got a 1-2-3 sixth and finished the day nice and strong to get that quality start. And overall, I think a good day at the office for Kodai Senga. He didn't have his best stuff, especially in the first 2 innings, but a credit to him to settle down and to do what you ask your pitcher to do. Give our team a chance. Give the Mets bats a chance. If those first couple of innings go sideways even larger than they did, and the Mets are down 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, or even worse, it's over. With the way the Mets bats are going right now, it's over. At 3-0, you're probably watching this game going, are the Mets going to score 3 runs tonight? Are the Mets going to score 4 runs and win this game? Like I said at the top, 8 runs in their last 5 games, 10 runs in their last 6 games. This is not an offense that is scoring runs in bunches at the moment. So at 3-0, you're already probably doing the math in your head, counting down the outs and wondering, are they going to have enough chances in this game? But Kodai Senga did enough to give them a chance at 3-0 and then at 3-1 to battle back into this game. And the offense they just couldn't do it. And it was the 5th inning, the 6th inning, and the 7th inning, the best chances for this team. The 5th, it was 1st and 3rd and 1 out. I am not the person that brings this to the forefront. This is not the reason why the Mets lost tonight. They lost because they couldn't come through with runners in scoring position. But boy, was this zone inconsistent tonight from the umpire. The pitch that Devers in the previous inning, in the bottom of the 4th, got called ball 4 on a full count to extend the inning, then gets rung up for Tyrone Taylor in the 5th. So the Mets get 1st and 3rd and 1 out. Taylor strikes out on a pitch that was in the same exact spot that the Devers pitch was called a ball. That pitch goes against Kodai Senga, or goes against the Mets, and Taylor strikes out. Then Lindor gets up and he strikes out. That opportunity goes out the window in the 5th. The 6th inning, you get 1st and 2nd, nobody out. You get 1st and 2nd, nobody out. You get Nimmo to ground into a double play. Vientos flies out. 1st and 2nd, nobody out. That's it. There's your chance. That's how we're going to get back into this game. That's how you're going to tie the game. That's how you are going to put the pressure on this Red Sox bullpen. Never got a chance to do that. Then in the 7th, 1st and 3rd, 2 out. Lindor, a 1-pitch ground out to end that rally, and then the Mets did nothing in the 8th and the 9th to write home about. So that was it. Unlike yesterday, they had the chances. They just didn't come through. 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position, left 6 men on base. Couple bad at-bats from Lindor in these spots. The 1-pitch ground out. The Nimmo double play was brutal. 1st and 2nd in that 6th inning with nobody out. The one thing you can't do is ground into a double play there and kill the rally. And that's exactly what happened to this team. They're just not sharp right now. They are just not firing on all cylinders, and it is showing. And it is showing in multiple different ways. 2 losses over the last 2 days, 1 for 4 in their last 5. They're just a team that is not firing on all cylinders, and it is a different thing every single day for this squad. The crispness has come into focus here over the last couple of days, and the crispness, or the lack thereof, was on full display tonight. We'll talk about all of the little blunders, miscues that the Mets had in this one that certainly didn't help their cause. We'll get to all of that and more here on the other side. Maybe you're looking for a snack that is both delicious and nutritious. Well, crack into a good source of protein with wonderful pistachios. It's one of the highest protein nuts. Each 1-ounce serving packs 6 grams of protein, giving you over 10% of your daily value. They're packed with fiber and better for you unsaturated fats to help keep you feeling fuller longer. How about the no shells variety? The perfect grab and go snack for busy days, whether I'm snacking here at the desk on a road trip or just need a quick protein boost. They are the great go-to. Maybe you're running between meetings, you're dropping off the kids. Wonderful pistachios are the snack that works as hard as you do. Get snackin' and get crackin' with a snack that packs a protein punch. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. The NBA playoffs are in full swing, and every night delivers highlight-worthy performances, major momentum shifts, and can't-miss moments. Whether it's a game-winning shot or a breakout player, there's never been a better time to get in on the action. We keep saying it here. Maybe you want to get in on the team that's wearing blue and orange that's playing a lot better than the team we're talking about. FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the game before tip-off and live with player props, performance trends, and same-game parlays. Fans have more ways than ever to play smart and win big. If you're new to FanDuel, it's the perfect time to sign up. Head to FanDuel.com and place your first $5 bet. If it wins, you're going to get $200 in bonus bets. FanDuel, make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Back here on the Mets Postcast, Locked On Mets YouTube channel, Locked On Mets podcast feed. Always want to hear from you during these shows. Two Cat says 18-7 to start, and I knew that loss against Washington was the nail in the coffin. It broke them, and they've been below 500 since. I don't know if I want to go back that far and claim that is the reason why this team is struggling. They've had some really good moments since that. They've had some really nice wins since then. But yes, they've been inconsistent. I think that's the word that I would use. They were certainly inconsistent again tonight, and they don't make things easy on themselves. Tonight's the perfect example of just making the game where it's hard enough as it is to play this game. It's hard enough right now when your offense is struggling the way that it is, but you don't make it easy on yourself. Just a couple of the things they did tonight. The first inning, Pete hits a ball off the green monster, tries to stretch it from a single into a double. He gets thrown out. Now, there's 2 outs, so you don't know what's going to happen, but a chance to maybe put up a run early and give Kodai Senga a lead when he goes out there, you just throw that away by trying to turn that single into a double. In the first inning, the bottom of the first, we've got Kodai Senga on the mound, first pitch, extra base hit, and then he's got to go to the dugout because he forgets his pitch comm, and we got a pitch clock violation. We haven't even thrown 2 pitches in the game, and we're already thrown off. Things are weird. We're just not prepared. It's just a very, very, very bad start for the Mets in this game. The 4th inning, this is the yips at this point. This is mental. Pete airmails another toss to the starting pitcher over at first base. He gets caught in between. He is not made up his mind between, do I want to take it myself? Do I want to throw it? He needs to commit to what he wants to do and just go with that. And if he commits to throwing it, make a good throw. If he commits to running it, then he's just got to run and try to get there. And if he doesn't, okay, so be it. But he gets caught in between, and then he's thinking about it too much because he's like, oh no, here I go again. I'm in this spot where I need to make this close play, and he just airmails it. You can't have that in just back-to-back days with bad plays by Pete. The 6th inning, and I guess we'll talk about this here because I didn't weigh in on it yesterday, and it took on a life of its own here in the 24 hours since. But Juan Soto hits a green monster single and watches it a little bit. Thinks it's going to get out. It doesn't, just like Pete did in the first inning, and he gets held to a single. Now he steals the base on the next pitch to make up for it, to be standing on second. But Juan Soto and apparently his willingness to want to play in New York and just a lot of just drama has ensued in the last 24 hours. And I hope that this is the only time that I'll address it and share my opinion on it. But if Juan Soto didn't want to be a Met, he wouldn't be a Met. Let me just put that to bed. If Juan Soto wanted to play for the Yankees, if he wanted to play for the Red Sox, if he wanted to play for any of the other teams that were interested in him more than he wanted to play for the New York Mets, that's where he would have ended up being. And there was the private jet nonsense that had to be debunked today. Just a very ugly turn in this story. Is Juan Soto playing his best baseball? No. He'd be the first person to tell you that he's not playing his best baseball. Am I upset that he didn't try to run out that play in the game yesterday? Yeah, I would like to see him hustle. Am I frustrated with the way that he's playing? Yes, I think we're all frustrated with the way that he's playing right now. Am I upset that he didn't want to be mic'd up for the game to get asked questions about leaving the Yankees and Aaron Judge and all the nonsense? No, I'm not, because guess what? I would want to move on too, especially when I'm struggling and I know that cloud's hanging over me. I don't want to be reminded of it. So listen, we saw this with Francisco Lindor when he first got here. We saw this with Carlos Beltran when he first got here. It just takes a little bit of time. And I'm unwavering in my support of Juan Soto. I'm unwavering in who he is going to be as a player. And for anybody who 48 games into the season is ready to be done with Juan Soto and who he is as a player, I guess you didn't watch him anywhere else in his career. He struggled when he got to San Diego when he made that trade. He struggled when he got there for a little bit. So let's relax and not overreact to 50 games. Does he need to play better? Yes. And I think he's the first person that is going to tell you that. So it is a struggle right now. It's a struggle for him. It is a struggle for this whole team. And again, there's the little things that he can do to help himself out. Not watch a ball bounce off the green monster and not be standing on second base. Hustling on a ground out. Even if you still make the out, the hustle would certainly help go a long way. So he needs to get hot. He needs to break out. And I think he will at some point. It is a slog for everybody right now. And then in the 6th inning, luckily this didn't come back to haunt them. 2 outs for Kodai Senga, and ball gets popped up into the air. You have Alonso going for it. You have Beatty going for it. The wind kind of takes it. And Alvarez, the guy who's probably the closest to the ball and should have gotten it with relative ease, is kind of standing there. The Mets just aren't playing crisp baseball right now. They are just not playing good, strong, smart, fundamental, doing the little things baseball. And I see Carlos in the chat saying, struggle or not, he needs to show some kind of effort or energy. Listen, I agree overall with your sentiment, but Soto is not the type of guy that's going to run out every single hard hit ground ball. That's just not who he is. If that's what you're expecting, then I don't think you watched enough of Juan Soto play baseball. But yes, the Mets need to do more of the little things correctly. The effort and the energy is important. And so if Soto runs that out and still makes an out, I don't know if that play gets magnified the way that it does. If he hits that green monster shot and he's standing at second base and he's not looking at it, we're not talking about it right now. So again, the Mets right now have a struggle with the little things. And when they have an offense that is struggling the way that they are, those little things are going to be magnified even more. Pete's mistakes in the field, Soto and Alonso both watching balls and not getting to second base. Just all of it gets magnified and gets turned up to 1,000. Is this team playing good baseball right now? No. They're about a 500 baseball team over their last 20 games or so. And it's in large part due to an offense that is just a roller coaster ride. And so talent-wise, you think they have the guys to get out of this. You think that there's going to be a breakout game where they put up 8, 9, 10 runs, and maybe that helps them snap out of it. Some of it probably could be mental at this point, just hearing about it every single day and knowing that it is a struggle for all of them. But yeah, tonight is a game where they gave up the lead early, and with the way their offense is going, 3 runs is just asking a lot right now. Now, the difference is they had chances tonight. So if you want to take a positive from yesterday into today, yesterday was a 3-hit affair where they didn't really have any grade A scoring opportunities. Today they did. They had grade A scoring opportunities in the 5th, 1st and 3rd, 1 out. Got to get a run in. 6th inning, 1st and 2nd, nobody out. You would expect to get a run in. 7th, 1st and 3rd, 2 outs. It's a bit of a tougher spot, but you like to see them be able to come through in that spot. So again, they had the run scoring opportunities today. They just didn't come through. By Squints in the chat says, Beatty playing great defense. I put every penny I own. We'd somehow see Vientos at 3rd this series to start a game. I thought today the lineup was really good across the board. I thought Beatty playing 3rd, it showed off the defense. I thought you got to get McNeil's bat in there because he's been really swinging, one of the best bats that this team's had so far. And I thought this offense, this lineup today was definitely a lineup that is, these are our best 9, right? I think if you look up and down this team right now, those are the best 9 that they have. And they just put them out there. It just didn't work. At some point, this has got to be on the players. And I know there's some Carlos Mendoza questioning in the chat. I just saw somebody say that he needs to be the leader. Now, I will say this. This will be my parting thought here on today's show. With a team that's struggling, with a team that's not doing anything offensively, you can kind of get into a little bit of a malaise. You can kind of get into a feeling sorry for yourself kind of mentality and just kind of let the game happen to you instead of you happening to the game. With the way the strike zone was being called tonight and it kind of feeling like it was skewed against the Mets, tonight definitely felt like a chance for maybe Carlos Mendoza to go out there and get his money's worth, get tossed from a game, and try to fire his guys up. Now, you can't do that all the time. You have to pick and choose your spots, and I do trust Carlos to be able to do that. But Boyd tonight definitely felt like one of those nights where if it was me sitting on the bench, my team's struggling, we're not hitting a whole lot, I feel like we're getting squeezed, I can go to bat for these guys, I can get these guys fired up, I'm going to go out there and get run. Maybe he's waiting for a different spot. It certainly would have been me tonight. I think I would have gotten run because the zone tonight was a little all over the place. The Mets looking for offense. It is same old, same old. It's the thumbnail of the video today. Same old for the New York Mets. Nothing is going to turn around for this team. They got decent enough starting pitching. The bullpen, Castillo in his first appearance. First 2 outs, great. Got himself into a little bit of trouble. Got out of it. Buteau was good tonight. So got enough pitching. Just didn't get enough of the timely hitting, and that is just the story for the New York Mets right now. So until that turns around, I honestly feel like we're going to be having some of these same conversations here on the Mets postcast. But that will do it for us. The Mets fall 3-1 to the Boston Red Sox. We are back right here tomorrow on the Locked On Mets YouTube channel, the Locked On Mets podcast feed. Clay Holmes making a start for the New York Mets, hoping to get things back on track. So we will be right here to break it all down. So hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell so that you are notified when we go live. And we will be talking about, hopefully, a Mets victory when we are back here tomorrow. Have a good one, everybody.